Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and today's video is going to be the official Rich Technology Group studio tour part 2. It's been a little while since we've actually shown you guys the studio, but now that we've settled in and it's been about 3 months, I want to show you guys exactly what we got going on in there, some of the new things we've added, and just let you kind of see a lay of the land and kind of see behind the scenes of how the videos that you see happen at Rich Technology Group and what we got going on. But first, before we do that, remember, you're watching the #1 channel on all things business phone systems and business internet related tips, videos, and just advice on making the best buying decisions for services for your business. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our content. Let's go. Okay. So you're now inside the studio. You guys probably remember this from the studio tour part 1, even though things were rough and we were waiting on a bunch of furniture and things like that. Now, as you can see, I've got a couch in here. I've got various pictures in here. Every wall, as I mentioned in a previous video, is a set. Strangely enough, I actually still have had yet to use this room for a recording. I'm actually thinking about doing it this week. For those of you who frequent the channel, you know that I've usually been in the main room, which we're going to tour in this video with the, Rich Technology Group logo in the background, but I have yet to do any videos in here on the couch or in this area at all. But there's more to this area, so let me show you guys what else is actually in here also. Before we move on, you probably remember that I mentioned that all the windows in this structure, unlike my house next door, are frosted. I had this done so that the light was easier to control for video and photography reasons, and also just for privacy, so people can't really see what's in here. I have neighbors that walk by and people that I don't know who they are that walk by all the time past my lot on the sidewalk out front, and I don't think really anybody knows that this is a studio unless they know me personally. So these windows were for privacy and also to help with light diffusion and things like that. This little lamp here, I actually picked up on sale at a store when I was out and about, and as you can see, it's got shelves on it. I'm gonna put 1 or 2 plants on here. I keep forgetting to actually get a plant for it every time I go out to run errands, but at some point, I'm gonna put a plant on this bad boy just to give it a little bit of color and contrast over in this area. Okay, so moving over to this side of the room, there is something that was already here, if you guys remember from the studio tour part 1, which is this chair and this little telephone booth / TARDIS kind of thing, but there's actually some new stuff over here. I actually had this picture set, this canvas set installed yesterday, and I actually really like it. I saw it for a really good price and I thought I'm gonna get this, and I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna put it. But if you guys remember from studio tour part 1, this orange wall was always bare and it just felt like something was missing. So I had some folks put some stuff here, and I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. I mean, I may sit in a chair like the chair over here and record videos there, and I may just use it as a backdrop sometimes for photos or to do some of our YouTube shorts and things like that. But what do you guys think? I think it's a pretty cool thing, and I think the person that I had hang it did a pretty good job at manipulating it around this light switch, which, as you can imagine, was a bit troublesome. This area here, I kind of wanted to use as kind of like a little personal area where I could just kind of talk to you guys like one-on-one about some certain subjects, topics, things like that. Before, it just had the little telephone booth, but we actually recently received a swag package from Ring Central, from VoIP Supply, and from Dialpad, and that is some of the, I guess you could say, swag or memorabilia that we have here from them that kind of gave a little bit more flavor to this table, because before it was just a blank table. You may or may not have realized, but you're actually standing in the kitchen of this room. This is actually the kitchen, because this is basically essentially a living room and a kitchen area is what this is. Living room, front door, and then the kitchen over here. But we had it kind of minimized. We decided not to put any like cabinets or anything on the wall because it's a studio, you know. If we ever sell it or rent it out or decide to use it as like a mother-in-law suite or something like that, or like a, we could always use it as like a guest house or something, then we might put some kitchen cabinets here. But for now, I kind of wanted the space so that it could be for a studio. As far as this red sink, I actually like that it's red. We do keep some hardware and things like that in there, but we actually keep a lot of camera equipment and studio accessories and stuff in there as well. So it's not a bad looking cabinet. So what do you guys think? I mean, I could probably in theory put like another picture or something in the background up here on this wall and then use this area as another recording area. What do you guys think? I'd be curious to get your opinion on that. So to the left of the kitchen, if you remember, is a bathroom. It's basically just a bathroom that we kind of like outfitted with mirrors so that we can make ourselves, make sure we look presentable before videos and stuff, but we also use it as a storage. So there is quite a bit of stuff in here, not only from my house, but also from the studio that's just a storage. That's a walk-in, stand-in shower, but we just kind of use it as a storage, and that also has windows as well. I leave these open because I live in the tropics, so it does get a little humid here, but I leave those open so that the air can circulate here in the studio when I'm not here and at night and things like that. We don't have a lot of problems with bugs or anything like that, knock on wood, but so far so good. Now it's time to head over to my main room and show you guys what we have going on in there, some new things that we've added, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this video up. Okay, so you are now inside of the main room. This is where I record most all of the videos that you guys see. Here is yet again the iconic YouTuber table. Even though sometimes I do some of the product reviews over there on this white custom table that we had, which actually came with this white vinyl chair over here. There's a couple of additions that we've added in here if you didn't already notice. For one, this Rich Technology Group sign is new. You guys probably remember in Official Studio Tour Part 1, I specifically stated that we had somebody coming out from the city to actually install this. And I actually had that happen the very next day after I had recorded that Studio Tour Part 1, but here it is. It is actually made out of vinyl, and it is what they call like a milky plastic. So it's not really see-through, but it's a little bit transparent, tiny bit. I didn't want to go clear because I felt like clear was going to totally get swallowed up in this gray wall. Even the people that I had manufacture and install this, they recommended that we go with like the milky white. So this desk here has definitely seen some love since the last video. I've had multiple providers send out some of their swag for us to put on in the studio and actually use. As you can see, I've got some stuff here from Dialpad, some stuff here from VoIP Supply, some stuff here from Zoom, more stuff from VoIP Supply, some stuff from Nextiva. As a matter of fact, these are both actually Nextiva phones that are here. That's a Nextiva rugged cordless phone and a Nextiva desktop, but we've had a bunch of the different manufacturers and service providers send us swag to put in the office, like this Zoom hat over here, and many more things around. Let me show you some of the things that are laying around and some of their function and purpose. So over here is essentially a bookshelf that I turned into kind of like a supplier swag, Rich Technology Group awards and memorabilia area. I have yet to do too many videos with me standing, in front of this, but that will change. But that's just kind of what this is. It's just some things like our Vonage President's Club Award, our Chorus Communications Partner of the Year Award, Tolaris President's Club memorabilia, and some other swag from like VoIP Supply and Vonage and things like that. It's just for memorabilia and awards is all this is. I mentioned this TV to you guys last time, and I still don't know what we're going to use it for. I mean, I think I want to try to hook it up somehow to where I can use it to be able to do interviews with people, where instead of them being on a screen, we kind of like actually maybe record with my mirrorless camera, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then they're kind of on the big screen, like almost like a spotlight interview or something like that. And then I'm sitting in an armchair or something being recorded. I don't know. The only thing that I've been using it for is to have in the background in videos or for photos with our YouTube channel on it. And a lot of times I just use it to watch YouTube and watch Netflix while I'm uploading videos from the camera or from any other medium, just let the time pass or whatever after recording. So this is actually a new addition to the studio that I have yet to use, but I'm going to be using it later today, so be on the lookout for videos that utilize it. But this is actually just a simple camera rail to be able to, create some slow shots of product reviews or zooming or whatever it may be. It's actually funny. I actually had somebody say that they loved some of the quote unquote B-roll that we were doing at the beginning of our videos, but they said, we can obviously see that you're using your hand to do a lot of that and maybe try to find something that allows for the videos to be a little smoother. So I found this for a really good deal on Amazon, and I haven't used it yet, but I expect this will give us the results that we want for what it's intended for. No YouTube studio is complete without the iconic cube organizer. As you guys can see, I have filled this cube organizer up with a lot of phones, and the funny thing is I have way more phones where this came from. So what I plan on doing is basically just switching out phones and making them end of life when they kind of go out of popularity or when I get newer stuff that comes in. Even on top up there, I've got some of the latest headsets and whatnot from Lightner, Headset Advisor, and also Yealink. So this is kind of like just a display case to not only enhance the visuals here in the studio, but also, give a little bit of shameless advertising advertising to some of the manufacturers that send us over stuff for product review. And speaking of manufacturers who may want to send us stuff over to get that shameless advertising, if you're watching this video and you are a phone manufacturer or VoIP service provider that we talk about frequently on the channel, you are more than welcome to contact me directly to send us over any product that you would like us to review, or send us over some swag. Obviously, recommend and trust your brand, and especially if we're already talking about you on the channel and you've never sent us anything before, I'm always looking for places to put things like swag or a new phone or a new set or something that's the latest and greatest. So if you're watching this, that's your invitation. Okay, so over here near the iconic YouTube table, we got a few things. We have my Canon M50 over here with lens and all that good stuff. I actually use the Sigma 16 lens for anybody who may be wondering, because I've had a lot of people just in private and email that have said, what lens are you using on your camera, or what's the latest lens that you're using? But that's what I'm actually using, is a Canon M50 with a Sigma 16 lens. I also got lighting like what you see here all throughout the studio. I've actually got 6 of these. So I bought 3 sets of these in sets of 2. And so I've got power on battery backup that is just kind of variously throughout the office. This is probably the hardest thing to manage. Not so much from a maintenance standpoint, but just making sure that moving things back and forth, I don't actually trip up and kill myself. So this over here in the corner by my back patio window is a Ring Central banner that was actually sent to me by corporate. They knew that I was building a new studio, and I said, hey, can you guys send some swag? And not only did they send a bunch of little things like pens, cups, koozies, all that, they sent over this bad boy, which is huge. I want to say that it's almost like it's about 7 feet tall, maybe 7.5 feet tall, but this thing is awesome. So you guys will be seeing it here and there throughout the videos as well. And again, for any service providers that we talk about on the channel, or that you already have a relationship with us, if you have any banners like that that you want to send us, especially if they're freestanding, feel free to send us those. We will put them to use. Last but not least, and newest to the addition of things for use or equipment in the studio here, is this cell phone stand. Now, for those of you who've seen YouTube, if you've ever seen a product review, you've probably seen that some YouTubers will have something that allows them to basically do a top-down view, where you're looking almost like a bird's eye view to be able to see what they're doing. What this is basically a bird's eye view style type stand to put a cell phone. It does also have a mount so that you could put like a mirrorless camera or something like that on it. But that's essentially what this is this will allow us to be able to take videos downward so that you can see into the box or see what I'm doing from the perspective as if you yourself were opening the box, or what some would call point of view perspective. Now, I mentioned to you guys in the studio tour part 1, there was a whole bunch of construction stuff in the studio sneak peek, and then studio tour part 1, there was still a whole bunch of construction crap in the backyard. And I mentioned to you guys that there was going to be an epic view that was out back. So now I can actually show you guys this view if you'd like to see it, and let you see for yourself what you think about it. There's a whole bunch of other lots down here that are not mine, where some future neighbors are going to be doing some construction, but until then, that's what we got down here. And even then, once they build down here, we should still have a view, because my property is completely elevated and on a big retaining wall. Maybe one day we'll actually put something out here where I can do more videos out in the open. That would be kind of nice, and catch some of the breeze and give you guys a change of scenery. You know, you can see a little sun, see a little nature. But that's just a thought. Maybe we'll put something back here like a patio or something like that. So that wraps this video up, you guys. What do you think? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think about the new studio now that everything is here? We've settled in. We've done several videos in here. What do you think about the equipment? What do you actually think that we should maybe add in here? Is there any equipment that you think we should have that obviously isn't too expensive that we can afford that would enhance our videos? Nonetheless, I appreciate you coming along with me on the Rich Technology Group Official Studio Tour Part 2. You guys know who we are. We are the #1 channel on all things business phone systems and business internet related services, advice, and tips to help you make the best buying decisions, and maybe even save yourself a little money along the way. So hit that subscribe button. As always, this is Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.